Hello, I'm Cedar,
And I'm River.
and this is Behind the Mask.
Today we're going to talk about our neurodivergence again. I think we've already talked about it once.
But it's like the most important thing about me.
It's very important about you.
Us. We're going to talk about our similarities and our differences. I think we probably have more differences than similarities, but I don't know because I purposely didn't read your list yet.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't think that you did the same. I think you read mine because I did notice that you contributed to my list.
I have horrendous memory that's on my list, so
Great.
I don't fucking know
Oh my
what you
God,
wrote.
it's on my list too.
I have no idea.
It's been so long. We got to catch up.
What the hell happened since November 26th?
26th. The holidays happened, which was a time.
It was a time.
Your mom likes me more now. Haha.
Yeah.
Maybe she's pretending. I don't know.
Also, some fans gifted us some stuff, and so shout out to Noko for this sweet new setup with our mics.
We're and to Amory for the lights.
Yes,
thank you. We love them so much.
Yeah, I really actually think that the light has added a lot of value to our content.
I agree.
I like the lighting.
Honestly, even if it's fuck our content, it's added a lot of value to our bedroom. Yeah, our ambiance.
Hopefully we use these mics correctly. We've never used them before, so hopefully this also adds to our quality.
There's a lot of buttons, and it didn't come with instructions. I don't know how close I'm supposed to be.
Maybe this close. Who knows?
And I was told not to talk sexually.
I mean, you can. You can.
It's fine.
All right.
The other thing that happened is I turned into a witch.
Elaborate. What do you mean?
I feel like I've really gone deeper into learning about that stuff. And I feel like it's going to be a thing I'm going to obsess about for a while.
Yeah. It's your new special interest.
I don't know.
Hyperfixation?
Maybe. That's all I can think about.
So it's a hyperfixation.
I guess so. It's all I can think about. I'm thinking about it right now. Well, I have a lot of things that I'm interested in, blah, 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 blah. I forgot to do yoga today. I also want to start hyperfixating on that leather kit that you got me. I shouldn't have.
You really like whispering into the mic.
I don't know why. I my dream is to just have a microphone that I carry around with me everywhere, so everyone has to hear me.
You literally have that in a phone. Oh, you would just need a little tiny mic, and on TikTok, that's exactly it.
I started a new TikTok today. I started myself a TikTok. I have a lot to say, and I don't want to taint our NB Dykes one. I knew you were going to say that. I didn't want to tarnish our NB Dykes one because I have a lot of things to talk about.
Yeah.
So I created a separate one. Well, because I feel like some of the things that I think about and have to say,
people are going to be pissed.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It'd be the wrong people, so who cares? But they're not. It's not related to the rest of our stuff. It's just people are stupid, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Not stupid. That's not nice to say.
Yeah, I get it though.
So I just felt like I wanted to share my opinion more. So I think I need a little microphone so I can share it like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm gonna love it.
Aww.
Yeah. So, anyways, I think that everyone should have to listen to me talk because I enjoy talking, which is the topic of our conversation today. That's the first thing I wrote down. Actually, I haven't swallowed my spit in 10 minutes.
Can you swallow it?
The first thing I think about when I think about my neurodivergence is how much I fucking talk because I can't stop, even when I want to stop.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck does that mean?
I think you were talking in your sleep last night. Yeah, you were.
Was I?
Yeah, it hasn't happened in a while, but
what did I say?
It's when you're in this in between state of falling asleep and actually being asleep, where you'll talk and you just say random shit, and I think you'll just mumble something.
I know that I used to talk in my sleep when I was younger. I would have whole conversations.
Oh yeah, no, it's just a very brief moment. Well, you talk a lot.
Here's the thing. I've always known that I've got some sort of neurodivergence. I've always known, obviously, that I probably have AuDHD, although I always just was I'm good at multitasking. Same thing for me. Mm-hmm. But I didn't know until I've asked you which things about me are the things that are a neurodivergent quality and just part of my personality. Because I grew up around my mom and my sister only, and they're both incredibly neurodivergent as well, which we didn't find out until I was like 35 that my mom's autistic, and we were like, oh yeah, obviously. So, anyways, it's hard to know which things are just my personality and which things are not.
Well, I think that neurodivergence is a part of personality, though. You know what I mean?
I guess it's blurred. I cannot even grasp how a neurotypical brain works. In my mind, that's not even a thing that exists. It doesn't make sense that people are like, well, just accept things about the world, or, things like that, which I think is part of like a neurotypical thing, just like following what you're supposed to do and
without thinking about
it, like not questioning things, because I question everything. My whole life, like when I was in middle school, I was so like question authority. That was like my personality, and that has continued to this day. So it just doesn't even make sense that people don't think like that. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? You know?
I think that it's easier to not. I really think that...
And that doesn't make sense to me either.
Yeah, part of being neurotypical is that it's easier to fit into this world. And so that's like every aspect of this world. So that means being able to do the 9 to 5.
Yeah. A panic attack.
And I really, like we were saying, though, I don't think that there's a lot of people that fit into that box. I just don't.
And that's the other thing, too. Like, how is that neurotypical then?
Right.
If it could be that I only surround myself with neurodivergent people. I think that's very likely. But it seems to me that there's more neurodivergent people than neurotypical people, at least that I've come across.
Yeah, I feel like at some point we're going to have to separate. I think we're going to have to like separate terms, because I think that, like I was saying, there's acquired neurodivergence and then there's like neurodivergence that you're born with. And both of those things can act similarly, to where like if you have ADHD, if somebody else has anxiety, those traits can overlap in some ways, or, even like bipolar or whatever, that.
Not because I have bipolar, because I've been diagnosed with it many times. I do not have it. I was medicated for it for a long time.
Misdiagnosis.
It was bad.
I think if you're neurodivergent and if you're AFAB, then...
And your ADHD, you've probably been diagnosed.
You've gotten a bipolar or BPD diagnosis.
Yes.
And...
Different podcast. Different day.
Yeah, which those are both neurodivergence, but they're different.
Yes.
They're very different, and the way to handle them is very different. Okay, so like talking about being a yapper, like you say. So you say that makes you an external processor.
I think so.
Okay. Why?
As I understand it. Because, I mean, I do a lot of internal processing. My brain is constantly going. Like, what you hear is the tip of the iceberg. Like, there's, believe it or not, so much more that doesn't come out.
I'll believe it.
And it's funny because in our line of work, I don't talk very much, obviously, in our job. So maybe people don't know I'm a fucking yapper.
Unless they follow us on TikTok or YouTube. Yeah. Yeah.
That's so true. But yeah, if I have like a problem or a thought, or I'm making a decision, I'm going to talk to you about it a ton. At the same time as I'm talking to you, I'm messaging my sister and my mom about it. I'm probably saying things out loud. I've probably written it down like 10 times in 10 different ways. I've got like notes in my phone about it. I'm texting my best friend about it. I need everything to be out there, and not even so I can get other people's opinions, because I care about people's opinions, but that's not what's going to make my decision. It's just so I can like bounce it and hear it and gauge that way. I just know I need to get it out, or else I can physically feel it boiling up inside of me, and like it's going to explode. If I don't let it out, it's going to come out anyway.
Well, you were talking about that with witchcraft too, which, with journaling and tarot, and how tarot can be similar to journaling, because it's a way to bounce things off of something that's not you necessarily, and look at things and think about how you want to go about the thing.
It makes me think of, well, obviously tarot is intuition, and I feel like it prompts you to think deeper. It's like almost like shower thoughts or like dishwashing thoughts. You just have like this space that's designated for thinking. And it's also similar to when you do talk to a friend about it and they give you an answer that you don't want to hear. As soon as you hear something you don't want to hear, you're like, oh, it's the other thing. And I think tarot is similar to that too. If like I get a card that I'm like, that doesn't fucking make sense, but like a word and it triggers a thought, I'm like, that's what it is. And so I think that's what I like about it, is one, that it just makes sense in my head. A lot of things don't make sense, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
But It's like having a conversation with like, I don't know, a person who tells you the truth about everything, kind of.
Yeah.
I don't even really know how to fully explain that.
Yeah. No, I think that you did a good job
Thank
explaining.
you.
I think I know exactly what you mean. For me, I know that you said that I'm an internal processor. I just don't even know what I am. I get it, I guess, like, well, there are differences. I mean, you also have the thoughts that just like run constantly in your head too.
I don't think that's the part that's internal processing. I think the constantly running script or narrative, or whatever, that's like the ADHD part. And I think it's the way that you
deal with things.
Kind of. I feel like if you have a problem, you think about it more than you talk to me about it. You talk to me about stuff, obviously. I wouldn't have married you if you didn't talk to me. That's kind of a prerequisite. But maybe it's just because I do it so much, it seems like you don't as much.
Yeah, I think that I intellectualize, like, internally. It's like I am Charlie from Always Sunny, and I am making connections throughout the thought process. That's what my brain is doing, is thinking about how I got from here to here and why that's there. So it's just like constant, but I don't even know that I'm doing it necessarily in the moment. It's just happening.
It's like lightning fast. That's what my
Yeah. Yeah. But like, I don't, I think that the internal like part, because I don't express it all the time, I think that that's more of a trauma response. I don't think that it's necessarily the only way for me to process things is internally, because I will talk to you about things, but I've been told by, my parent essentially to not talk about things that are important and, have an effect and impact on my life. It's everything is supposed to just be shoved down.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah. And so I definitely have done that my whole life. My dad is very similar to me. When I was living at his house part-time and I would ask him like to go out with friends, his immediate answer would be no. It fucking made me so mad.
Both of our parents are autistic.
Yeah. And then he would just like sit in the chair and be quiet. And then he would be like, I don't like really know why I said no. Like he wanted to spend time with me. I think that was the first thing that came to his mind, but there really wasn't another reason. And oftentimes, like if we ever got into a fight or anything, like he would just be quiet. He won't talk. He's like, I need time to think. Like
that's how I am. Very interesting. Maybe another reason I think you're more internal than external is like I'm taking everything about like the vocal part of our personalities and putting it in the processing category instead of just like I'm just loud. I talk constantly. Obviously, I'm making noises. I'm like singing commercials. That Dr. Pepper song has been stuck in my head since it came out. Dr. Pepper, baby. I can't get it out. Yeah. I shout and I scream at nothing. Like, not at you, obviously, just like, oh.
Yeah. You do.
And that's not processing, I don't think. That's just, I'm just loud.
That's vocal stimming, but yeah.
I guess that's vocal stimming.
Yeah.
And you don't necessarily do all those things. Like, rarely.
Yeah.
And I think that's also partially because you still have walls up, even though we've been married for years.
It's not even walls, though. That's the thing. Walls. It's what I'm telling you about my like trauma responses. I really think that's it. Like I've been told to just like not.
I want to hit whoever said that to you.
Well, you know who said it to me, so. Because I do all those things in my head all day long. I've
seen you dance a couple times, and I'm like, oh, don't say anything. Just watch. Just observe.
Yeah.
Well, as far as processing, going back to processing, I also need to have the same conversation and same thought over and over and over and over again. Like we're deciding where to move next. I'm pretty sure we know where we're moving, and I need to keep talking about it. Even if we are just like 100%, we have a place rented, I'm still going to need to talk about it.
Yeah.
Constantly. To you and to anyone who will listen to me.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is, and I think it's maybe external processing. Maybe I need to learn more about neurodivergence, actually.
Yeah, because I understand needing to like talk about things over and over. Like I honestly enjoy that as well, but
which I love about you.
I think that talking to many people, I think that honestly that sounds more just like an introvert. You know, I don't have the desire or energy to talk to multiple people ever.
As I'm like, gather around, everybody listen to my tales.
Yeah, and I'm happy to sit and listen.
Which I
love. Until you're not talking, and then I'm not talking, and no one's talking.
And then you're like, are you mad at me? And I'm like, no, I just need a break. I just listened to myself for friggin' 3 days straight. I need to not hear my voice for a moment.
You've said a couple times, you said, wow, you really don't talk. Like,
yeah, anytime I need a break from myself, or like over the holidays, how there was just so much interacting, and I was like, I need to just whatever. It was so quiet. It was just nobody was talking.
It's funny because that's how I don't think I was being any more quiet than I usually am. But you're just...
I wasn't filling the space.
Exactly. And so you're like, why are you so quiet? And I'm like,
when I talk, like, obviously you respond verbally, but you also respond with your face. I feel like your expressions, they're subtle, but they say a lot. So yeah, you respond with your face and like your body and everything like that. So that fills it too. Like, I hear the thing, even though it's your face, I hear it.
That's interesting that you say that, because that does remind me of people who are more nonverbal with autism. And I know that anybody that I've, mostly kids, because I've worked with kids with autism, but kids who are nonverbal have facial expressions. And so it's just interesting to hear that, because I'm like, huh, I wonder how connected that is on the autism scale. Like, I wonder if that silence and the not talking and the like needing to just process things, because that's sometimes how it feels, is like, I don't have anything to say, or I don't...
You don't feel like you have words to contribute, but you have thoughts about it.
Yes.
Yeah, and I hear your thoughts.
Yeah, because
which sounds crazy, but it's your
no,
feelings.
I'm glad that you do, because sometimes it's just not words, or like it doesn't seem like the words matter, so I just don't fucking say them. Like,
yeah, or it's just like so exhausting to say the words.
Exactly. If I can just show you with my face, I'm like,
and cool. You do. And I'm like, got it. Let me keep on going then. I understand. You understand. I'm going to actually keep this train rolling.
That's interesting. I think I need to look into more things about selective mutism type things.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder though, like, if I couldn't read your face, if like your face didn't talk to me and you had to respond, you would. I imagine.
Yes. And that's though where it goes into masking, right? Like, if I don't want to talk to somebody at the grocery store,
you do,
because I feel rude and I have to put the mask on. I know, but what I say is nothing. Anytime somebody talks to me at the grocery store and they're trying to fucking talk to me and I don't want to talk, I'm not saying anything or listening. I'm just saying, like, scripted cues. It's just, oh, really? Oh,
it's so funny to watch, because you're like, you look like when, not Saturday Night Live, but like comedy, like shows.
Like, I'm fucking playing a role.
You look like you're playing the role of a white person. Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Champ.
Does that show you?
Can I borrow your lawnmower?
Is that not a mask?
It's just so glaringly obvious. Every time you put it on, I'm like,
ah. But that's only because you know me. So like other people,
hilarious.
Yeah,
it's so cute and funny, and I'm like, that's not you. Oh,
blah blah blah.
I just had another thought. When I'm mad or sad or upset in any way, then I don't want you to talk to me, and I don't want you to ask me questions, and I don't want you to pry. I want you to just treat me as if I'm not mad or sad, and let me just like mill about in my brain until I've figured out why. So is that internal processing?
I feel like that's probably internal processing, and it's probably because something different is happening in your brain. You know what I mean? If it's like something that is like triggering because it's like a trauma response, there's like something that I think that's different. And I think obviously they tie together, but having a trigger and then your body goes into like fight or flight or freeze, that's what is happening, I think, to you. You're like in freeze. Because that's totally different from your day-to-day.
Yeah, I guess there's been very, very few times that I've been mad, like in the moment, about the thing that's happening, and in those times I do vocalize it right away. I don't remember exactly what the situation was, but recently, like, we raised our voices at each other, which is, we never do. We didn't yell, but like we raised our voices, And like, I was surprised at myself raising my voice, because usually I do shut the fuck up and just like mull. But I think it's because whatever was happening in that moment is what I was having feelings about. Whereas typically when I'm mad, it's something that's said or done that triggers a thought that happened a different time. And that's what I'm actually mad about. But I got to think about it, because I know this is what's making me mad, but I also know that this is not what I'm actually mad about. But I haven't figured out that this is what I'm actually mad about. So I have to like think about the journey from there to there and process why that made that happen. And I don't want to say, I'm mad about this, because I know I'm not. And I don't want you to feel like you did something or said something wrong, because you didn't. It's a me thing, but I don't know what it is yet. And sometimes it takes me days to figure it out.
Yeah.
And that's something I just realized the other day.
Yeah.
After not talking for like 3 days.
Yeah.
So is that internal process?
Probably.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it doesn't even really matter.
No, I think the label doesn't necessarily matter, but
yeah,
in those instances, I know that I get into a space too. I don't even go into like fight, flight, or freeze. It's that the other one that what did she call it? Something about a fish. Do you remember?
I do not know what you're talking about.
It was the trauma response that was on TikTok, and we watched it together because it was like talking about how you read the room really, like, you scan for emotions, you scan for body language, you've been trained to scan everything, and then anxiety comes up, and I'm always asking, like, are you okay? You don't remember that video we watched together? Damn it.
I got a bad memory, as we'll talk about later.
And I was like, you got to remember this, because this is how I have a trauma response.
That rings a bell, but I don't remember it.
Well,
Sorry.
maybe you should remember it.
Sorry.
Maybe you should go watch it.
You're right.
Yeah, I don't know.
But there's another one other than fight, flight, and freeze.
I don't think it's official, but...
Yeah, but like one that you...
Well, because there's also fawning, and I also don't think that I necessarily fit into fawning either.
No, you don't.
So...
No, you build a castle. You build a fortress. You don't fight, flight, or freeze. You just like... do, and you're like, back here, whenever you're ready.
Yes.
It's like...
it's safety.
Yeah, I guess being on the defensive. But not like being defensive about something. You're ready for a fight.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not going to actually fight with you. I'm just going to be sad over here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
But I don't know. Like, I think the longer we're together and the more we like realize stuff about ourselves, the more I realize about myself and the shitty ways that I process things or whatever, the easier it is, because we have figured out ways to like communicate around those things. And like, I've told you what I need and you told me what you need. And although we're certainly not perfect about like knowing exactly what each other needs, we're way better than we were. And we're also fortunate that like we're fine. We don't like fight or anything like that.
We're pretty easygoing, and like once we kind of are able to cool down, things go back to normal very quickly.
Really quickly, yeah. And I do think also that so many of our issues are situational.
Yeah.
Because of where we are.
Yeah. I agree completely. Well, that's a lot on processing.
I think that's good. Well, I mean, it kind of makes sense. More processing.
Yeah, that's so true. Processing. Oh, man. So I have on here another one is time.
Oh, I didn't even think about time.
This is a big one for us. This is a everyday one.
Yeah. And I think this is probably one of the first things that we noticed about ourselves. And I have changed you a lot about that. And I don't know if I'm sorry or not.
Yeah. I don't think you are.
I'm not.
Whatever.
If you have time anxiety, you want to be on time to things.
Not only do I want to be on time to things, I want to be there a little bit early.
And you're aware of the time. You know what time.
Constantly.
And you know when we have to do things.
Constantly.
I don't know what date it is.
I break up
time
frames.
What month is it? I don't know.
My brain, that's part of the thoughts in my head, is the time frames.
What is it, 2004? I have no idea. No idea.
I know you have
what day of the week is it? I haven't known that in like 4 years. Why is that important to me? It's not.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Daytime, nighttime.
Yeah, I hate that. I not about you. I just hate that. I hate that I'm so aware of everything, because, like, even with the time change, like, it starts getting dark early, and I hate that.
Well, you're a morning person, and I'm a night person, so I'm used to being awake at night when it's dark. So
but I'm a morning person anymore, and so it's stressful because I don't have any daylight time.
I'm so lucky you've adapted to me so well.
Did I have a choice?
You did not. No. Well, I mean, come on. There's more pros than cons, right?
Come on.
Yeah. Really good at something. So.
Yeah, time blindness is very interesting to me because I just don't have that. I have the exact opposite of that. And
yeah, if I have a thought and I want to like research it really quick, like when I'm not in the moment, I'm aware of the fact that if I fall down a rabbit hole of researching, which I do almost every single day, I know in this moment that I'll probably be gone for a couple hours. In the moment of, I just need to look this up really quick, in my mind, that's going to take 5 minutes and then I'll be good. And then all of a sudden, like 4 hours later, I'm like, what day is it? There's like dust coming off of my head and shit. I'm like, have you been here the whole time?
That is exactly what happens. And I'm like, so it's like 8 o'clock. Are we recording?
You haven't eaten breakfast yet.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, I don't know. Time doesn't exist to me, and time exists to you so hard. Like you are anxious about something that's happening in 6 hours, and you need to know what's happening up until then. And you're like, what is the plan? And I'm like, it seems like you're the one that needs to know. So but why don't you tell me?
I want your help with the plan.
But I don't know what time is.
The contradictory part, too, though, is that I will miss appointments.
Yes. When we first met, that was one of the first things I noticed about you that I was like, this guy is weird. It'll be like 5 minutes before an appointment.
I think 25 minutes across town.
Yeah, 25 minutes across town. And you were like, nah, fuck. And then you called and you're like, I'm not coming. And I was like, first of all, you can do that? Or we'll just be sitting around and you're like, oh, I had an appointment yesterday. Oh, yeah. From my perspective, that doesn't bother you.
Yeah.
You're like,
it doesn't.
It would drive me fucking crazy.
Hilarious.
If I saw, oh shit, I have to be across town in 5 minutes, I would leave. I would be like trying to get there really fast, would just be driving fast. And I'd probably like call or text or something and be like, I'm on my way. Or I'll just get there 15, 20 minutes late and be like, hello, I'm late. Sorry. Because I'm used to being late. And so it doesn't like,
yeah.
People accommodate it. And if they don't, they don't.
Yeah, I think that I've just learned that there's nothing I can do about it. So like, there's no point in being worked up because oftentimes when you're late to an appointment, they're going to cancel it anyway. So like, you know,
it's why so funny to be so nonchalant about that. But if you knew it an hour before, you'd be like, we gotta go.
Yeah, if I remembered that I had the appointment, 100%.
But if it's too late, you're like, nah.
Yeah. Well,
so why can't that start an hour before where you're like, we'll leave in half an hour?
Because then I'll miss the appointment.
But you don't care if you miss the appointment. Do you see what I'm saying?
I know. I think this is neurodivergence. It doesn't make sense. I don't know why I'm that way.
I love you. I love everything about you.
Stress.
You're weird.
You're weird.
I mean, when I still had a job that I had to go to in person, if I had to work at 10, I would leave the house at 9:59 or 10.
Wrong.
If I get there, I mean, I'm not going to get there in time, ever. I don't think I've ever gone to any job on time. Untrue. I always get there the first day on time.
Yeah. And then after that?
No. They got to know what to expect.
Yeah, that's true.
I will not ever show up early. Ever. Because that is my nightmare. We just fucking sit there and twiddle your thumbs. What do? I hate it. Ugh. Makes me nauseous. Yeah, you gotta set it up early so they know. I am an excellent worker. I will not be on time. I know I've talked about this in the other one, but
I think it, for me, is like, if I'm gonna be late, I might as well just not fucking go.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, like, why? I'm wasting my time. I don't know.
To work?
Yeah.
That's another thing. That's another thing. You would call out of work.
Yeah.
You would just call out of work. And I was like, really?
Yeah.
And like when you were a nanny, you were like, yeah, I'm not coming.
Yeah. What do you think I'm going to do?
Fire you?
Fire me?
Yeah.
Who's going to watch their kid?
Somebody else. Not you.
No, I'll quit before they fire me. I already know what's coming. I'm quitting.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. Where I never called out of work unless I was dying. I can think of like 2 times I called out sick in like from when I was 14 till now. There was like 2 or 3 times where my boss told me, don't come in because you have COVID. And I was like, I feel fine. And they're like, do not come here. And then one time I called out of my most recent job because my car wouldn't start.
So you didn't have an option at that point.
I didn't have an option. And even then I was like, I'm trying to get it going. I will try to get there. And I like updated them every so often, like every half hour.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just not going in.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Like I would be sick and just go and
no way.
Anywhere.
Awful. I would rather be at home.
Yeah, like I feel like if you had like an off day, even if you're not sick, if you just like you're like, you know what, today's not the day.
Oh, 100%.
You would just be like, I'm not coming in.
Yeah.
And at the same time, even though like I never call out, at the same time, as soon as I don't like a job, I don't fucking go anymore.
Yeah.
And I encourage everyone else to do the same.
I'm like that as well.
Which I love.
Yeah. Oh. That's why we work for ourselves now.
Yeah.
Neither of us are.
I don't like working for people.
Good at being told what to do.
No.
Yeah. I do have a question though.
Okay.
Okay, so does it bother you when you ask me the time and I say that it's 11 o'clock, but it's really like 10:48?
Depends on why I'm asking. Okay. If I'm asking just because I'm curious, I don't give a fuck. Okay. I just want to know the general time of day. But if it's because like I have to be somewhere at 10, then I need to know the exact time, like to the second, if you can, so that way I know I can leave at 9:59.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I say a rounded time, like 99% of the time.
Really?
Yes.
I don't look because I got you. I don't need to. And we don't have like an in-person job.
I feel like most of the time it's more helpful to just do a rounded time. Because then if I'm rounding up, then I'm not going to be late.
No, I like to have as many minutes at home not doing work as I can.
Makes sense.
Squeeze it all out. Do you remember when we were going to make that TikTok and you recorded yourself being me getting ready for work in the morning? That was fucking hilarious. And we never ended up finishing it. And it was so funny. I saw parts of it when I was like organizing videos the other day and I was like, oh my God.
I barely knew you.
Oh yeah.
Literally.
It was so freaking funny. My coffee. Oh wait, I have coffee.
Yep.
It was hilarious.
That's you.
You as me is very funny though, because it's so not your personality. It was great to watch. I loved it.
You should do one of me.
I don't know what you do in the morning. I'm sleeping.
You could just do one of me in general.
I would like that. Let's do that. Yeah. Okay, put it on the list. You're very cute and handsome. I want to smooch your little face. So cute. If I scroll up a little bit here, I have stuff about big feelings and emotions, but I don't know if it has to do with neurodivergence or my personality. I think that obviously I got a big personality, but I think with that comes big emotions. When I get mad, I get really mad. And when I'm happy, I'm really happy. And obviously I have like some in the middle too, but my feelings are like very rapid and big. Like setting a fire with like an accelerant instead of just like blowing on some.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And stupid things make me so mad. Like trying to figure out the fucking bullets on this. Mm-hmm. Trying to make the bullet go over there instead of over there, and it wouldn't do it, was making me so fucking mad. I'm still mad about it.
I know.
I'm so mad about it. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah. And if something doesn't make sense, it makes me so fucking mad.
Yeah.
And I gotta let everybody know about it. So anyways, I don't know. I don't really have too much to say about it, but I feel like you also have like big feelings, emotions, but I feel like yours are more like a wave. Like there's like build up and stuff like that. And I feel like mine are like ding, 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 ding. Huh. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's perceived from the outside.
Yeah. Well, I think that yours show more. I think that I probably have similar. Well, actually, I think that a big part of it is apathy. And I think that I have more apathy than you do.
I don't know what that means.
Flat emotion.
Apathy means flat motion?
Yeah, like apathetic. And usually it stems from depression, especially on the medication that I was on. Mm-hmm. I was a lot more apathetic.
Oh, that makes sense.
I remember this moment. It was something that I was excited to go do. And on my way there, I had realized, like, old me would have been really excited about this. Mm-hmm. And I have zero emotions right now. That was a very weird and, like, sad feeling. Mm-hmm. Because I was like, why am I not excited about anything? Mm-hmm. I just have no excitement. And people who are autistic and probably ADHD are more likely to have apathy as well. I think, but it's also more likely to have big emotions. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
it seems like there's not like a balance of having a normal range of emotions, if you even have any.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely things that I feel like I should have feelings about, but I don't. And I can recognize those moments, but I can't make them, like people crying. I've always felt this way. My whole entire life, I remember being like, this I think is unusual. I'm not positive, but I think it's unusual. When people cry, like it doesn't make me feel anything. If a dad cries, it does, but that's because I have trauma.
Yeah.
But people crying, even when you cry, I feel bad and I don't want you to be sad, but it doesn't elicit an emotional response in me. And I think for most people it does. Like seeing other people cry probably will make you feel either like, oh, I'm so sorry. Can I fix it? What do you need? And those thoughts go into my head and I like want to help it. I feel very even about it. Especially when I was younger. Like this doesn't apply to you, but to like other people when they cry, I'm like, why are you fucking crying? But also I didn't know how to cry until I was in my 30s. So maybe that's why, but like
that's what I was gonna say.
So maybe that's
parent thing.
Trauma.
Yeah, I think that both of our parents did not teach us how to be empathetic. Because I think that for different reasons they are not empathetic. Yeah. I also felt that way towards people crying until I don't know.
Really?
Pretty recently. Yeah, I would get like mad.
Yeah, it's like why the fuck are you crying?
Yeah, especially in relationships.
They give you the ick?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and I had to teach myself to not do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you mean, but I can't force myself to feel feelings about it.
Right.
Like, yeah, anytime you cry, I feel bad. I'm sorry that you're crying and I don't want you to cry, but also like it doesn't, I feel like I should get like fire in my body or something like that. Yeah. Because other things give me fire, but that doesn't, and I feel bad that it doesn't, but also, I don't know.
Yeah.
What can I do? That's rude.
Boring.
Moving on. Let's see. We can talk about impulsivity.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really have that, so go ahead.
Which is crazy. Okay. I am impulsive, which I think is one of the reasons why I repeatedly got diagnosed as bipolar. Because if I get an idea in my head, I will be doing that idea sooner than later. Like all the times I've moved across the country and stuff, I'm like, I think I'm going to move to Florida. And then I move to Florida. Like, I'm sick of living in this house. I'm going to find a new house. And then I do. Or like, fuck this job. I'm going to get a new one. And then I have 3. And then I'm like, how did I get 3 jobs? If I think about a project I want to do or anything I want to do, I'm going to do it pretty much immediately. And if I don't have the ability to do it immediately, I'm going to obsess over it and think about it constantly and think about nothing else and research it until I know every single thing about it. And I like that about myself.
Yeah, I think I think it's fun. I have some of that, but I think the impulsivity that I don't have is the like big shiny button impulsivity. I don't have that at all. I don't fucking care. Okay, I won't touch it. I don't care. Right. Exactly.
I hate in public, like, do not touch. Well, now I have to. I wasn't going to touch that, but you had to put a fucking sign there, and now I have to touch.
Yeah, I do not have that at all.
Museums. I've set alarms off in museums from touching. I got yelled at one time in a Hallmark because there was their thermostat on a pole, and it said "do not touch," and I was like, oh. And then I touched it, and I got in trouble because they watched me, which that's stupid, but I have to, and I can't explain why I have to. Look, I'm getting like,
I know,
like anxious about it.
Exorcist.
Yeah, I don't know why it is. I have to touch everything.
You really do.
I really do.
Yeah.
And I remember being a kid, my mom would make me put my hands behind my back when we went anywhere or in my pockets because I would just touch everything and put things in my mouth. It's always been weird to me that you don't have that you can just see something that says don't touch and then you just don't touch it.
Yeah, I just don't care.
Why?
Why should I care? Like, what is the benefit?
I don't know that there's the benefit is you know what it feels like.
The release of your fucking impulsivity that's stuck in your brain and is telling you have to touch the button. So that sounds like some OCD. I don't know.
Listen, no, what? Because it satiates the little part of my brain.
Yeah.
That's like, you can do what you want. You don't have to listen to anybody. And I'm like, you're right. I don't have to listen to anybody. And then I don't.
Was that your evil persona?
I'm not really sure.
I don't think I've heard that one before.
Me either.
I
think it was like a Muppet version.
You have like a Roman.
No, that was not. That was more like a. Yeah, that was a Muppet. I think. You love Muppets. I do love Muppets. I really do. Pudding. Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with like I do not like being told what to do. I feel like I'm smart and I know a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
I probably think that I know a lot more than I actually do. I'm cool with that. I just feel like I'm capable of making my own decisions. You don't got to make decisions for me. Don't fucking tell me what to do. Ever. For appreciation. You need to tell me what to do. I'm going to do the opposite.
Yeah.
Because fuck you. Don't tell me what to do. I hate it. I hate it.
Why can't I think of the name of that right now?
Oh, PDA.
Profile. Yes, PDA. Thank you. Yeah. Yes, you have a bad case of the PDA.
Or a good case of the PDA.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Really good case.
It doesn't bother me that I'm like that.
Yeah, that's great.
Like I think it bothers other people that I'm like that.
Yeah.
But why the fuck do I care? Like I care what other people think to a certain extent, but beyond that,
yeah,
I think it's fine.
Well, I think that you have more of the PDA, and then I'm gonna throw in another acronym here, the RSD.
Oh yeah, you got that real bad. I got a hint of it. You got it real bad.
Yeah.
I think it's good that I have a hint of it because I understand yours, so I can be like, just so you know, this is not you. Mm-hmm. It's got nothing to do with you.
Doesn't matter if you say that sometimes.
I know.
So I'm not gonna believe you anyway. So.
I know it. But sometimes I can catch that too and be like, I know you're not going to believe me, but I'm telling you the truth.
Yeah. I think everything is about me.
I feel that.
It's personal.
I feel that so hard.
Everything is personal.
Yeah. Actually, I've had to say that to you so many times. Like, my feelings it's not personal. It's not about you. It has nothing to do with you.
Yeah. And I've gotten definitely in trouble for that one, for having feelings about somebody having feelings. And it sucks because it's not me trying to overtake feelings. It's simply the fact that now I think you hate me and we're breaking up. Every single time.
Yeah.
Every time. So I'm going to spiral. Sorry. I'm not trying to take over yours, but I'm also going to spiral next to you now.
Which wouldn't be a problem if you said anything about it before you got to that point. But a lot of times I don't notice. Like, if I don't realize that it's something that's going to set that off, or if I'm just in a bad fucking mood, so like I'm not even paying attention to that. It's not until you've already spiraled and you've already decided that I'm breaking up with you. Mm-hmm. But I think that once that revelation comes out that you're thinking, well, I think you're going to break up with me because of the spiral, that snaps my brain out of whatever it was in. And I'm like, oh, honey, no.
That's true.
Yeah. That's like one of the very few things that snaps me out of like my weird brain spirals is you thinking that I'm going to break up with you. Well. Maybe spiral faster. I don't know. Maybe be more vocal about it.
Should I just ask you if we're breaking up?
You should just ask me if we're breaking up because every single time I'm going to say, no, you're stuck with me. I don't fucking care if you're mad at me or not. You're stuck with me.
Yeah.
I'm not breaking up with you ever, which is something I've said to you 5,000 times. We're married, first of all. Second of all, I will not break up with you. If you want to get rid of me, that's on you. You got to break up with me. And if you break up with me, too fucking bad. I'm not leaving. You're going to deal with me forever. That's nice. Yeah, I'm crazy. You're crazy. We're crazy in different ways, and it's good.
It is.
Talk more about your rejection sensitivity and what it means and how it feels.
I
kind of hijacked it.
It's okay. My talking limit is expiring.
Well, I can talk more about it if you'd like.
Okay.
Ball ring. Ball ring. Check, please. I don't have it as bad as you. I guess it's just like if I feel a certain type of way or any type of way that's anything other than great about something, even if it's neutral, if that thing is related to you in any way, even if it's not actually related to you, but in your mind it's related to you, like even what I'm saying right now, I can feel that maybe you're like, go on.
No, I'm not, I swear.
You might take it personally.
No, I'm taking it personally.
Shut the fuck up. And there's been, I cannot think of one single example, but there's been a big handful of times where I'm like, really? You took that personally? That hasn't, you're doing it right now. That has nothing to do with you. Like, how could you even have taken that personally, which is not the problem. The problem is, in communication or in that, like, you don't feel good or whatever. Yeah, the perceived rejection.
Yeah.
Like, if you're actually rejected and feeling big about that, that makes sense to me. Yeah. But, like, thinking I'm rejecting you to the point where you think I'm breaking up with you because, like, I don't know, I'm like, oh, this toast wasn't buttered to the edge.
Oh, yeah, that's actually, that is something that I do take personal, for sure. I might not say it.
If you had made a grilled cheese sandwich and I'm like, I don't really want a grilled cheese sandwich, you're like, are you fucking kidding me? Or if I only eat half of it or something like that.
Or if you don't, because this is true, if I give you a gummy at nighttime and you don't suck it off my finger, I know you're mad at me. And that's true. That's valid.
Not always. Sometimes it's just in an inconvenient place. Because just yesterday, I didn't. And I thought in my mind, this is one of those times where they might think I'm mad at them. But, like, it was just like, either I was driving by or I forget the exact situation.
Bullshit.
Put your fingers in my mouth. Even if I'm mad at you, put your fingers in my mouth, please.
Yeah. The perceived part is, I think, similar to, like, body dysmorphia. Like, it's just not, like, I can't do anything about what my brain is doing, but it is telling me 100% that is correct.
Yeah.
And it's like a fucking hallucination. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I do, yeah.
I know you do. It's very, very bizarre to have a brain that tells you something and convinces you that it's 100% that way, and then, like, 5 minutes later, wait, wasn't? Or, like, I didn't gain 50 pounds in 3 days? That blows my mind. That's a different one. We got to talk about body positivity.
Yeah, we will.
We are on a TikTok right now, apparently, that is body shaming.
You know what? What the video that I made on my solo TikTok was about, like, why do you care if people look different than you? Like, tell me why. I want to know for real. But anyway.
Speaking of eating. Eating is another one.
Eating! I'm bad at it.
Yeah, you are.
I'm so bad at eating.
If I didn't feed you, I think that you would eat like 3 times a week.
I would eat once a day.
Yeah.
I'd probably eat an egg on toast.
Yeah. Not great.
Not great. That's why I don't have a butt. I know. Well, and the thing is, too, like, it was easier to force myself here and there when I was still an athlete. Mm-hmm. But now that I don't move at all ever, I'm like, well, I don't need, like, fuel.
You do. Your body's still doing things inside.
I want to gain so much weight, but I cannot remember to eat. Like, there'll be times where I do remember to eat, and I go to eat the thing, and you've eaten it, or it's expired and gone away. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And you're like, that expired 2 weeks ago. Or like,
we've had that for 3 months.
We've had it for 3 months, so I ate it. And I'm like, are you shitting me right now? Are you shitting my fucking asshole?
Yeah, that does happen often.
I know. Yeah. And I genuinely, as soon as the refrigerator closes, I don't remember that anything exists.
Yeah, we used to write a list on the fridge of everything that was in it. We honestly
did that briefly for less than a month, and it worked so well.
And then we forgot.
Or
we moved or something.
I think it was a healthy combo.
Because if I have any change in my routine, any healthy habit that I've picked up will be gone, and I will not remember it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and that's also where memory issues come in. Because holy shit,
we have so many more things to talk about. Maybe we do a part 2.
That's what I was saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's maybe do a part 2.
We'll pick up part 2 with the memory, because I think we can go on and on about that.
Yes. As much as we talked about processing, I think memory is going to be just as bad.
Mm-hmm. And masking.
Oh my God. So transitions. I could talk for days on transitions.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we got to do part 2.
We can't even talk about it. Okay. That's part 1 of our similarities and differences in neurodivergence. I love that I'm neurodivergent.
Yeah.
I feel like it gives me a lot of advantages, but I also hate it. Mostly the forgetting part.
Yeah.
Especially forgetting to eat.
Yeah. Forgetting stuff is infuriating.
It drives me goddamn crazy. It drives me goddamn fucking crazy. Next, we'll do part 2. Make sure you watch our Under the Hood series as well. We got a couple episodes up of that.
Yeah, we took a little break from stuff just because of the holidays and everything, but we're picking back up, and we're still here. We're most active right now on our other sites. If you want to see more content, hit us up there.
nbdykes.com.
Yeah. Hit like, subscribe, follow, blah, blah, blah. Share us with some fellow queers. We'd love that. Yeah. We love our community. We are so grateful for our community. We love you guys. Bye.